Well, nearly 2 years ago, a North Idaho Pride event made national news for two distinct reasons. One, 31 members of a white supremacist group called Patriot Front, with the goal of disrupting Pride in the park, were pulled from a U-Haul van and arrested for conspiracy to riot. Later that same day, on June 11, 2022, there was a drag performance on the stage. However, the only reason this made news was because of the accusation one of the performers fully exposed themselves to the crowd, which included children. A blurred cell phone video supposedly censoring the exposure made the rounds online. Well, that video came from a North Idaho blogger who used it to encourage the public to call for Coeur d'Alene police to arrest Eric Posey, the drag performer, and to call for the Idaho Attorney General to charge that person with indecent exposure. But that blurred video blurred the actual truth. The unedited video showed there was no exposure, indecent or otherwise. Posey then filed a defamation lawsuit asking for $10,000 in damages. A North Idaho jury just awarded that and then some. Here's Joe Paris.
A North Idaho jury has awarded more than $1 million to a drag performer who was defamed by a North Idaho blogger.
Hi, my name's Summer.
Summer Bushnell runs the news blog, The Bushnell Report, an outlet described as news from a liberty and freedom point of view. She posted in June of 2022 about the North Idaho Pride Festival, one that made national news for the arrest of 31 members of the white supremacist group Patriot Front. They were charged with conspiracy to riot at the event.
All the focus is on the U-Haul guys. I think people are missing part of the picture. I am not for the sexual exploitation of minors. Why did no one arrest the man in a dress who flashed his genitalia to minors and people in the crowd? No one said anything about it? That's not okay. And there's video. I'm going to put up blurred video to prove it.
The Coeur d'Alene prosecuting attorney's office investigated and found that, quote, the unedited video recordings did not depict any exposure of genitalia. The allegations of indecent exposure or other crimes cannot be supported by the evidence. Therefore, prosecution is declined. Continued postings of the blurred video, screenshots of the moment in question, coupled with continued statements from Bushnell, led to a defamation suit filed by the performer, Eric Posey.
The blurred image that suggested that there had been exposure was put on a flyer and put up throughout downtown Coeur d'Alene. It has reappeared on social media all over the state and all over the country, and it's been used in a hateful disinformation campaign here in Idaho. Hateful disinformation campaign against LGBTQIA events and individuals generally.
Posey's attorney, Wendy Olson, spoke with us as the suit was filed in 2022. Detailing the serious nature of the accusations beyond just her client. She writes to me following the jury decision, quote, Mr. Posey's life was forever changed when Summer Bushnell falsely accused him of a crime. The jury's unanimous verdict and its award of $1.176 million in damages sends the clear message that truth matters, the facts matter, and that you can't dehumanize and damage someone to suit your own purposes. Mr. Posey was simply doing something he enjoyed in a beautiful place at an event that provided space for all people to share joy in who they are. Miss Bushnell was not there, and ultimately her effort to hurt Mr. Posey was rejected by the Kootenai County community.
If you don't like what I have to say, don't comment. I'm just trying to get my words out from someone that was actually there and is trying to do things based on fact.
Those words from June 12, 2022, aged like milk. This video remains on the Bushnell Report Facebook page to this day. As for the performer, Eric Posey shared his thoughts moving forward, writing in part, it is everyone's First Amendment right to freedom of speech. However, for every action there is an equal or opposite reaction. I am so grateful that the jury was attentive and that they rejected the lies that put me in a dark place for nearly 2 years. Goes on to say, there is a lot of work to be done, and I apologize that our state was connected to such vile lies. I would hope that everyone would lead a life of love, kindness, and respect. Light will always supersede darkness. And I reached out to Bushnell's legal team for a statement or comments on the jury decision, and if there are any appeal questions. Brian, I did not hear back immediately. If for any reason we do hear back, though, we can circle back.
Yeah, the freedom of speech also comes with consequences thing is a big deal. $1.1 million. That's impressive. Asking for $10,000, getting awarded 1.1.
Yeah, and I had read in the Associated Press that members of the jury were also asking, can we ask the defendant to apologize And the judge in the case says, well, no, that's not what this is about. This is a legal proceeding. But the jury, I think, really, they really heard this story. And it shows, though, that when you put something online, it's not this vacuum that just disappears. People are paying attention.
Yeah. All right. Thank